Hello everybody, welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host, Phoenix, and today I got my lovely friend over here. I got Lego in the studio. That rhymes.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm flipping my phone.
Yeah, whatever she said. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, because it should be, hypothetically, the last time we read Wolfriend.
You know, unless each chapter is like fucking 30 paragraphs long.
Yeah, then we're like, never mind. It's gonna take us
But you know, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
That means I need to search for a new Star Wars ship to do.
Yeah, that's all you, dude. I don't know shit about Star Wars.
All you need to know is that Luke and Leia are siblings.
Yeah.
They're not dating, they're siblings.
Yeah, I learned that one from the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga thing. Don't worry. Oh yeah, I think I don't remember if I told you. Yeah, we found that game, right?
Yeah, oh, good.
Yeah.
You need to now play it.
Yeah, don't worry. It's on the list of all the other LPs I have to get done. There's like 10,000 games that are like top priority. One day we'll get to it. I'll make Cameron play it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Wolfriend time, which Sabine and Shin, right?
Yes, it is
Oh my
Sabine
God.
and it is Shin.
I'm learning their names on the last episode.
Okay, now, how about you try to recap us what happened last time?
Oh god, that was ages ago!
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because I don't fully remember. I just remember ranting a little bit about timeline continuity.
Oh yeah, someone had a kid, I'm like, oh my god, did that really happen? And you went on a tangent about like how it's not real. Fake baby. Wasn't like...
The parent.
Yeah. This kid doesn't exist! And didn't like Sabine radio... One of the chicks radioed someone, and then the other girl walked in, and he was like, oh, how could you? You're still working for them? And they're like, wait, I can explain! Or some shit. I think they resolved it at the very end, or some, like, the very end of that chapter, too.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah. I want something along the lines of that. Alright, let's do this. Would you like to be heads or tails to read first?
I tend to do head a lot, so I would like to do a tail.
It's heads, I'm so sorry. Hey, you'll be the last person to read the final chapter.
Good point. You know, everything is fine now. Everything is fine.
Alright, the search. On the Republic base the following morning, Sabine got ready and offered Shin her hand for the journey to take her to Herna, even if it was only right down the hall. Herna's office isn't far. It's next to the conference room where we went before. She looked over at her. Are you okay about doing all this? Keeping her hand tightly on Sabine's, she was trying to push away any nerve she felt confronting the general in hopes of convincing her to take this journey with them and take it now. I am very okay, especially because I'm with you. I just hope the urgency of this all is believed. Well, I believe you, she reaffirmed as they took a corner, especially since Balin reached out, which I was witness to. Herna has no reason not to believe you, and besides, she wants Urza back just as much as I do, and finding Thrawn before Morgan does should be our number one priority. Don't spit out your coffee, please.
You know, now I've been reminded to not drink while you're reading.
Yeah, it's the last book that you can not drink for.
Yeah. Says joyously as the next book where you read, I start choking again.
Yeah. That'd be when we read Velvet.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm choking for a different reason that time.
Oh. Alright, moving on. gave her hand a gentle squeeze and gave Sabine a light kiss on the cheek. seemingly to appreciate the reassurance Sabine had to offer. She'll appreciate this information. I'm sure of it. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
We're ruining this beautiful lesbian story.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't stop being gay for half a second.
I think if you stopped, we would all be worried. Sabine offered a slight smile, appreciating any of the small gestures of affection that Shin gave to her. It was when they reached the door to her office, at which she knocked, waiting the word for Herna before she opened the door. Herna, not to bother you, but it's important.
Did you just say Herna?
Yeah, I did. Sorry. Hera. Sorry. I said hernia.
Hera.
Hera. Yay. She waited for Shin to step in with her before she closed the door behind them to keep any unwanted guests from listening. Hera glanced up at them from the command console she was standing at, eyebrows raised in concern as she saw the two come in. As Sabine said it was important that it required her attention. Is everything alright? Did something happen? Something did, in the form of Balin reaching out to her yesterday. Sabine crossed her arms, but she didn't seem annoyed at Shin at all, obviously. In her defense, she tried to push any investigation away from us, but it didn't sound good. In fact, I no longer believe that we can stay here without action. Balin reached out? How? I thought you were disabling the comm and adding it to our frequencies. Hera looked between the two. Shin stepped uneasily between her feet. I believe they found a way to replicate the Republic communication frequencies. I know they could find out ways if we had someone tech-savvy enough. Do you know if someone savvy enough to even do that? Sabine now turned her attention to her. Does Esbeth? Yeah.
Huh? Wait.
Elsbeth.
Oh, Elsbeth.
Elsbeth.
That's Morgan's last name.
Oh, gotcha. Morgan. Does Elsbeth even have those resources at her disposal? She paused. Well, she clearly does now, anyway. I know she had mentioned contact with one of the younger Inquisitors from the Empire's days. He could be nearly between our age. Shin referenced Orion? Yeah. Even if she doesn't know him by name. He's the only one I could think.
Orion.
I don't fucking know. Don't ask
it's
me.
Orion.
Orian, right? That's Orion?
I'm googling who the hell this is.
He's the only one I could even think of, unless she's got an intelligent droid. Hera gave a long, slow nod. Right. So we had access to our frequencies. We don't even know if our location was compromised or not. If it was, I think they'd have known by now, especially if she has other Inquisitors to use now. She sighed. But I don't think we can afford the risk of sticking around. What if they find them? What if they find them first? What if they find Ezra? Sabine looked at Hera. Regardless of what the new Republic Council wants to say, I think we need to go. Today, the three of us. Shin offered up a data chip to Hera. The star maps. We plotted them to the location Thrawn and Urza may be. We need to get there first, before they do. If we want any chance of finding them. Taking it into her hand, Hera inspected the chip. I don't know if we can get the Republic approval. Hera, let's be real. Have I ever waited for approval? Sabine raised an eyebrow. I'm not waiting for their approval. The faintest of smirks crossed her expression. I'm just asking if you're coming with us or not. After a disapproving look from the one she considered an eldest daughter of hers, Hera sighed. Of course you are. She shook her head. Let me see if I can get Chopper. Who the fuck is Chopper?
That's that's our war crime committing droid.
Oh, okay. I was picturing Chopper from One Piece, the little reindeer guy. I'm just gonna headcanon. That's him.
Do you want to see a photo of Chopper?
Yeah, you know what? Send me that water. I'll get Chopper to stay with Jason longer than he already has. You two can meet me at the Ghost. Sabine nodded, content with this plan. I still can't believe you leave Chopper in charge of Justine and sometimes shook her head lightly, wanting to lighten up the mood just a bit. We'll grab our supplies and we'll meet you there. And Hera, thank you, Sabine said sincerely before offering Shin her hand in a subtle manner, beginning to head out of the room. He's a free, trustworthy, and armed babysitter. I can only trust Chopper, Hera told her, a slight smile dancing across her lips. You know, I'd do anything to get Ezra back. He's some of the only family we have. What about your fucking make-believe son? What the fuck?
Wait,
what?
I think you're getting people... Huh?
I'm getting a lot of people mixed up. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Wait, that's Chopper? Oh my god, he's so cute. I want one. I'm getting so many people mixed up. I'm sorry.
But
yeah.
Who the fuck is this make-believe child? We're talking about Morgan Elsbeth's child? That's fake?
Didn't you say it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Morgan Elsbeth has a fake child in this book. That's not real, and this is Hera talking, not... Hera isn't different than Elsbeth.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
You're giving me a...
I don't know Star Wars lore. I'm sorry.
Maybe this is a good last Star Wars book.
Yeah. Summarize. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I'm here for it. Shin gave a nod to Hera. Get him back, we will. I'm grateful, General. The woman took Sabine's hand and began to walk out, leaning against her somewhat. Sabine led her back towards their room, if only to grab the gear they would need for their mission. She was quick to suit up into her armor. I know this word. Holstering her blasters as Shin waited for her. As she looked over at her, she hesitated slightly. It's, gonna be dangerous out there. You should suit it up, too. I suppose I should, Shin nodded slowly, finding her stray armor that was kept in Sabine's room, and being sure to put it in place in order to protect herself. After she had done this, she looked at Sabine with some kind of hesitancy before she walked over to the Mandalorian. The show, carefully cupping Sabine's face in her hands. Shin pulled her into a kiss. She didn't seem opposed to this at all, wrapping her arms around her as she kissed back. Although she loved being with her like this, she couldn't help but have a bad feeling about all this, as if something was going to happen to them. After a moment, she pulled away, smiling up at her, despite her concerns. Stay close to me out there, okay? We don't know what we're going into. I will stay so close, she said as she promised more than anything. Like the Hazbin Hotel song! Okay. And you? Be so safe, please, Sabine. We need to be... He's so safe. If Morgan and Balin show up, we don't know what assets they have. I will be. That's a promise, she reassured her very gently taking one of her hands. And take this. I'll never be able to forgive myself if you weren't able to defend yourself properly. With the free hand, she carefully moved to place Shin's lightsaber back into her grasp. I think you can handle it. Well, I hope so. Yeah. It's her fucking lightsaber. She took the lightsaber into her hand, smiling ever so softly. And I will use this very responsibly. Thank you for trusting me. Shall we meet, Hera? Sabine returned her smile, nodding as she resumed holding her hand. We should. Come on. We better get going. She led her from the room to the hangar, only briefly glancing back at the base, hoping that they would return. They would be bringing Ezra home. Hooray!
Okay. We made it through the first chapter of the episode.
Yay! How we feeling? Not good.
I only have a small headache
Sorry.
from that. At least you figured out who Chopper was.
Chopper cute. I would punt him so fucking fast.
Is that just an instinct to punt anything that looks like a child?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's cute aggression. Like, it's something so cute, you're like, oh my god, I want to beat the shit out of it, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I get that way with my cat every single day. I look at her and I'm like, I wish I could just squeeze you. But if I squished her, I think she would kill me.
Yeah. Cats are violent.
Alright, reunions. Upon landing Peridia, Morgan and her companions had met with the trio of Night Sisters, and soon after that, Thrawn himself had arrived. Though any reunion Morgan wanted with him seemed to be cut short. She hasn't even told him about their daughter, or asked about what their status was at this point. It didn't seem like the right time. The current tensions were so high among them all. Balin was pacing the corridors as he waited a chance to bring Shin back. Or, why the fuck did a McChicken just pop up on my screen? I couldn't read the book.
Yeah, that's a new ad that keeps interfering with these fucking recording.
How do I get out?
There should be an X button on the ad.
Found it.
Yay.
That was horrible. I just spent my money at McDonald's. I don't want to spend any more money now.
I don't want a McMuffin. Leave me alone.
Oh, and their iced coffee. Why is there another one?
Dude, I had to get an extra ad blocker just to get rid of the McDonald's ads.
Gang, I don't even want a McDonald's iced coffee anymore. That stuff tastes like shit.
Yeah.
It's
Alright, I'm gonna.
hotel coffee. That's so overrated. People say it's so good.
Damn. I literally have an iced coffee next to me from McDonald's.
I'm sorry to insult you.
So mean.
I'm sorry. Please treat yourself to a Wawa coffee next time.
Alright. Word.
Orion, whoever the fuck that is, was standing guard and ready, and Nebula had been consulting with Thrawn to go over the battle plans. They prepared for an army to arrive, though Morgan highly doubted it. After all, would the New Republic be so quick to follow the word of a former Darkside user? She wasn't sure. She had more important things to think about, such as her family. By the time Elsbeth got her chance, it was much later in the evening. At this point, it was only the two of them in the room, and that meant she had finally had the chance to speak with them once again on more their personal matters. She cleared her throat, keeping her hands neatly behind her back as she approached the console that he was studying. As if logistics were the only thing at that moment, she studied over his shoulder for a moment before slowly to turn off the holograms. I think perhaps we should talk about some things. Dawn had been so deeply focused on analyzing all of the data uploaded to the Chimera systems from Morgan's arrivals that he barely even seemed to notice that she had lingered in the room with him. He straightened out his stance and looked at her once he finally pulled himself from his thoughts. allowing himself to step away from work for just a brief moment. After all, Thrawn owed it to Morgan to talk. It had been so many years. I'm trying to figure out who the hell's talking. I'm trying to figure out who's talking. Okay, it's Thrawn. Sorry, okay. I was just, it's Thrawn. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't want to do the wrong voice.
No, it's funnier that way.
Perhaps that is a good idea. It had been quite a long time, has it not? So long, I was surprised you would still be searching for me. Morgan tilted her head up so she could look him in the eyes, her face holding an expression of longing, but perhaps sadness resided there as well. I suppose one might even call it disappointment. Nearly a decade at this point, if I do recall. You had told me we'd be able to talk upon your return. She stated calmly, her voice not harboring any noticeable emotions. Do you remember that? The day you left? I told you I wanted to tell you. I remember it clear as day. Thrawn was sure to tilt his head down far enough so their eyes could meet, even given their height difference. He wanted Morgan to feel assured that his full attention was for her and her alone in this moment. And I have wondered for all these years what that could be. I'm ever so sorry it took me so long to come back to your life and hear it. Then perhaps it's about time I told you. Morgan knew it was now or never as she reached her hand out, sort of offering it to him. Perhaps they both needed this form of comfort in the moment. I was pregnant. All those many, many years ago. She didn't leave much room for interjection before she continued. Our daughter is here. Aurora. That's her name. This all came as quite the surprise to Thrawn. A child? A child that belonged to both of them. He took her hint and clasped his hand with her own, seeming to be at a loss for words for one of the first times in his life. Morgan, compared to half of the galaxy and its many species, was still quite a young woman, even 10 years of being apart. So, suppose it wasn't possible. It wasn't even all that unlikely. I see. His tone finally filled the silence after a long moment. And you said she's here? She is. Back aboard the Eye of Sion. I had assured that bringing her immediately wasn't the best course of action, especially for her safety, all things considered. At the very least, Morgan considered herself a responsible mother. But she's here. And ours. I couldn't give up my search for you for a number of reasons, but I suppose Aurora would have been among the most important of them all. In my eyes, that was a noble reason of you to stay focused in your efforts of finding me. Obviously, nobody wants to be stranded in the far reaches of space for 10 long years. Especially not upon learning that 9 of them, with your own child, would have been wasted. Of course, she pitied him, although Thrawn and his emotions were far more reserved than her own. He wasn't without feeling, and at moments like this, she could see it. She tilted her head as if listening to exactly what he was feeling. Nothing is ever truly wasted. It depends on what you do with your future once you have it. Morgan took a breath. I searched for you this long because I wished for us to be a family someday. I think in this growing empire, we are to build there will always be room for a family of ours. Now, I must admit, I've never considered myself to be in a place where I would be a father. I cannot guarantee I'll have the skills required, but I do hope I can do my best for this Aurora. I hope I can find the best balance of the Empire and the life we are to reignite. Thrawn was doing his best to express everything he could in his own ways. I barely considered myself to be in place or mindset of having a child, but I suppose she proved to me that I'm quite capable of it. At least she's never expressed otherwise. I believe it'll be more of the same for you. At the very least, she's not a difficult child by any means. I doubt she would be, coming from the two people with the best tempers. Thrawn expressed as if this was the truest of facts. Perhaps, when things seem to be safer, I can meet Aurora. She nodded. Once we've driven back to whatever fleeting attempts of an attack the New Republic sends us, once we're ready to leave this planet, I would love for nothing more than for us all to be a family, in the way that best suits us, of course. Although this has changed nothing about their goals in reinstating the Empire, it did give her a small tool about raising a family. It just so happened that Thrawn and Aurora were all that she needed to make it a reality. I think that sounds like the best course of action. I cannot wait for all of our work to be finished, so that can become reality. Thrawn gave a light squeeze to Morgan's hand as he held it. You are a gem, Morgan Elsbeth. It honors me that you've traveled through the stars all this way to come back to me. He lifted her hand and placed a gentle kiss on it. Sides of smiles crossed her face, a genuine one, unlike any she usually held, as he kissed her hand. Hopefully you know now, Grand Admiral, that I would travel across multiple galaxies for you. Also that I could find you again. Though neither of them were the most affectionate outwardly, she truly believed that this moment was one exception, especially considering that they were alone. So for that moment, the Night Sister stood higher on her toes, just so the two of them could kiss. And for that moment alone, the two of them, and nothing else.
Dog, I might kill myself. That was awesome.
That's another McChicken ad!
The most
I'm
beautiful.
going to war with McDonald's.
The most beautiful cinematic literature you've ever seen, followed up with a McChicken ad, is such fucking comedy.
But no, that was beautiful. It makes me sad that Thrawn and Morgan now never had a love story.
Yeah.
I got another McChicken ad. I'm gonna shoot myself.
Dude, I think they want you to get a McChicken.
I don't want a McChicken!
I want to live!
So just for this, I'm going to Chick-fil-A.
They're closed today. It's Sunday.
I'll do it tomorrow then.
I'll wait to get my chicken some other day then.
I'm going to go to war with McDonald's. I'm speechless. I'm out of words of my. I don't have my wheel of feelings up, but if I had that, you would know my feeling.
Yeah, it would be a McChicken because that's what ad would play during that wheel spin of emotions. Alright, duties. Alright. Ryan stood at the Chimera? Yeah. Chimera's Sensor Council consoles. Fuck. Fumbling. Staring away at them with tired eyes. Everyone had been working tirelessly since arriving to get Thrawn back to the core system, back to where he could make an impact on the new Republic and finally rebuild a new order of their own, and Orion was taking this job quite seriously. It wasn't that he particularly supported the Empire, but he felt he owed his life to them. The Empire took care of his family when they needed most. All because of Orion's specialties in the Force, he was able to enlist with the Empire's team of Inquisitors in exchange for the best of housing for his family and the utmost of care provided by Imperial Health Services for his twin sister who had been born with a genetic disorder. Rhea.
Oh, wait, so is this like an OC of this person? An Inquisitor OC, I guess?
I guess. Is Rhea a real person in Star Wars?
Oh, okay, so I have no idea who the hell who Rhea is, and Orion's a ship.
It's also a constellation, but like...
I think these are both Inquisitor OCs.
Alright,
or at least Orion is. I'm not sure who Rhea is.
Pop Queen, alright. All the torment he had went through in training had all become worth it for his parents, for Rhea, for the people in his life he thought mattered more than this galaxy than he did. Which is why in this day when Morgan called upon him, he knew where his loyalties were to lie. He knew he would be at her service in her quest to find the Grand Admiral. And if he hadn't joined this quest, then he wouldn't have met Nebula? Nebula. Yeah, good enough.
I think it's like Nebula or
Nebula. Yeah, that makes so much more sense than what I said. Orion wasn't sure how his thoughts kept wandering to the Chiss on board. Chiss? Yeah, on board, especially when he was supposed to be monitoring the atmosphere as his own self-appointed task. He sensed something was off, but he couldn't place his nublet on it. Maybe he was just tired and he refused to rest until confirming there was either an issue or that everything was clear and it was a false intuition. Nebula had given herself very little time to think of Orion since landing. Who the fuck are these people? It was well known.
I'm asking the same question.
It was well known that she wasn't in this for Morgan for the Empire, or for anyone else, really. She had followed Thrawn out of the Chiss ascendancy? Yeah.
The Chiss ascendancy.
The Chiss ascendancy. And supported his beliefs closely, for the most part. The way the Empire had crashed and burned the way it did seemed to be for the best in her opinion, but if Thrawn was so confident that he could lead a new empire, she could certainly give him the chance. It had been so easy to follow when Esbeth had given her a chance to feel as though she was doing something that quote-unquote mattered. And besides, meeting Orion hadn't been the worst thing to happen. It wasn't as if she were purposely out seeking romance at a time like this, and everything going on between them was situational, and perhaps she was overthinking it anyway, but even still... Nebula tried to shake her thoughts of Orion as she looked over at Thrawn's logistics one more time. There truly was nothing else for her to do for the time being. Thrawn and Morgan had gone off, requesting their privacy for the evening, which had left her to overanalyze already existing data. She set the data pad down, deciding that she could do one more round of more important controls of the ship before retiring for the evening as well. It had so happened that Orion was in one of the very first rooms she checked. She considered leaving him be, but... "In here I thought you'd been sleeping by now," she commented, walking across the room as she stood beside him at the controls. Everyone else of importance had gone to bed. Orion turned his head just enough to face Chiss, his shoulders giving a light shrug. "I'm not quite tired. I feel as though my work isn't done. I don't feel like I can leave until I prove there's nothing but bones surrounding this planet." I can't imagine that's hard to prove when the only things surrounding the planet are, in fact, bones, Nebula said almost in a teasing manner, looking over his shoulder. Even if the Grand Admiral can know when to call it a night, then you should learn as well. His attention turned back to the monitors. She had a point, a very good one at that. Orion shied aside, stepping back from it. Maybe you're right. I don't want to disappoint, not anyone in this. And I just have a bad feeling. Maybe there's a reason for that. We're in a new galaxy, on a new planet. But everyone seems to have it under control. Besides, I was hoping I'd run into you before I headed to bed myself. We've barely spoken since we arrived. You were? Orion questioned her, turning his full attention to Nebula. I don't know. I just assumed you were busy now. You reunited with the Grand Admiral and were continuing your work under him. I didn't want to bother you.
I love the way you say Admiral.
I'm stupid. Leave me alone. Put the dunce hat on me. I was busy. That doesn't mean I've forgotten about whatever this is. I'm tired of pretending that there isn't something going on between us. I suppose I was hoping you'd be able to tell me what it is. She looked over at him, genuinely seeming as though she wanted this as an answer. Silence filled the air for a moment, Orion's eyes unable to meet Nebula's for just a moment too long. I've always wondered the same thing. I mean, I didn't come here looking for anything more than continuing work for the Empire that aided my family when I needed most, but I can't help but feel we have been growing a connection, one that I don't want to ignore any longer. Nobody ever said that we couldn't keep our duties and also look into this thing between us. Nebula didn't break eye contact with him, moving closer to close the gap between the two. You have your loyalties to the Empire. I have my own to Thrawn, but what about one other? Orion's face notably took a bit of a red hue, but he didn't move away from her. I would give you my loyalties any day, Nebula. If you just say the word, they'd be yours. I'd give you my own for you, Orion. If I've yet to prove that to you, perhaps it will be enough to change your mind. These are OCs, right? Oh my damn!
You know, I really hope it is, because I have no idea who these characters are, and I've watched every show in this time period.
Oh, I'm looking up right now. I'm looking up Orion's Star Wars, and I'm gonna see what.
It's a starship.
Okay, what about Nebula? Nebula Star Wars. It's also a ship.
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
Like, literally none of these people exist. These are all OCs, I think.
They took the ships and made them into humans to ship with each other. This is awesome. It's like Transformers. Without any other hesitation, the Chiss stood up on her tiptoes to be able to reach him due to their difference in height, gently resting one of her hands on his cheek as she kissed him. Orion returned the kiss. A careful arm wrapped around her waist to pull her closer as he leaned down to allow her to go flat on her feet. This is something he wanted for a long time, and this was a moment he wished more than anything, like the Hospital Till song, he could cherish with her. And as everything in their lives, this beautiful moment was cut short by an alarm starting to go off on the monitor. A ship had entered the atmosphere. Pulling away rather abruptly, Orion looked over. We need to go find Morgan or Thrawn. We got company. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is the last chapter. If this ends on a fucking cliffhanger with the congratulations, you finished this book, I'm gonna kill myself.
Don't worry, I will join you.
Alright, yay.
I'll hold your gun.
Yeah, well, here, I'll shoot you first, and then you shoot me afterwards.
The journey. Wait, the fuck? Why is this the journey?
I don't fucking know. That's what it said.
This better just not be a travel chapter, and that's it. I'm gonna shoot. I may have to shoot myself.
Go ahead. Go ahead, read it.
Hera, of course, couldn't exactly go on the mission, though she was more than helpful in getting the ship loaded and wishing them the best. Wishing for Sabine to bring Ezra home to his family again. As Shin entered the coordinates into the ship, Ahsoka stepped on board, seemingly impressed with Sabine and how she'd managed to get Shin on their side, though, of course, she knew their relationship by now. She took her seat in the pilot's chair, nodding to Shin. Wait. This is Ahsoka. Sorry, I need it. I need this color coded. If your coordinates are right, we'll be there within a day. Wait, fuck! Is this the wrong person?
I don't fucking know.
That's Sabine. I'm gonna shoot someone.
Shoot weirdo.
Not myself yet. Good idea. She doesn't need to know about the powder thing.
Yeah, I think she really does, but...
Oh. Well, perfect. You just need to silence her.
Yeah.
But, like, the angels came to silence Vox.
Yeah.
Sabine trusts you. I trust Sabine. She told her, offering one of her signatures. Cryptic look. Before she looked over at her droid, Hu Yang. Punch it into hyperspace. The sooner we get there, the better. She spun around to face the two women on board with her, since she had time to kill, folding her arms as she leaned back in her seat. Get comfortable. This will take some time. Sabine nodded, taking her seat not far from Shin, seemingly impatient to get there as she tapped her nublets against the wall. Oh, thank God Nublet's here.
Hooray!
I'm just glad we actually got this far. That we actually might find him. It seems so very real. We'll have to thank Hera and the Republic eternally for greenlighting this. Shin looked at Ahsoka, then to Sabine. It's a miracle.
Did you die again?
yeah, sorry, I died.
Fuck, man, not again.
Yeah, sorry, I'm really good at dying. I forgot how to read for a second.
Me too, brother, me too. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, about that. How did you get the Republic to approve this mission? It seems like they've been against everything we do. She raised an eyebrow, looking back to Ahsoka. Shin had raised a good point. Ahsoka seemed amused, smirking slightly, like, fucking. They didn't, she said very seriously. One senator gave his approval, and Hera considered that enough for us. Senator Adrona would have said yes to just about anything. I don't know who the fuck Senator Adrona is, but I know the true Chancellor Mon Mothma would have approved this.
If you say so, man, I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, I had to get my actually moment in there.
Actually in a book is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and no hate to the writer. I love this book. This writer is amazing.
Yeah.
That's just what you get when you have, a Star Wars nerd who knows just about anything canon. I don't fuck with any of the legend stuff, but I do the canon stuff. Sabine blinked. She'd heard stories of the senator she spoke of, and it seemed to be that they were almost always accurate. But either way, that wasn't her concern. Works for me. Shin tilted her head. She had never heard of Senator Adrona, but she would have to ask later. Whatever the case is, we're on our way to find Ezra and stop Thrawn. Hopefully. Excuse me. We have to stop Thrawn. That's not even a question. Ahsoka told them, knowing that the fate of the galaxy could very well rest on this mission alone. Our only advantage is the element of surprise, which we are lucky to have in the first place. Sabine nodded slowly. Then we ambush Thrawn, hopefully before Elspeth and the others show up as well. She glanced at the window, remembering Hera's words to her, and I'm bringing Ezra home for Hera's sake. Little did they know, they're already at the place.
Yeah, little did they know about the creature.
The creature feature, featuring the creature's feature. I hope I said that right. I probably butchered that.
It's okay.
Yeah, who actually knows how to speak that correctly?
Me, but that's just because I'm autistic.
Oh, you speak the tongue.
What do I speak? Witchcraft?
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. I'll take it. What is the win?
Yeah. Did you know that all autistic people are witches?
Dude, that makes so much sense. The pieces are coming together on this one.
I just have a bad feeling about this, Shin admitted, looking out at space. I just need to get us there, and for us to be first, and for everyone to make it out alive. Maybe we're just overthinking this, Sabine tried to reassure, however poorly. We need to have the element of surprise. Thrawn can't an entire army by now. We have the odds in our favor. That's true. He's been out there with Ezra Bridger and the remnants of his crew for the past 10 years. It's not like any army can grow overnight or have a supernatural force on their side or something. Wink, wink. Before Sabine could continue, Hu Yang interjected himself into the conversation. Lady Ren and Lady Shin, I hate to interrupt, but it seems that... Don't be rude, Hu Yang. Ahsoka scolded lightly in a joking tone. Continue, Sabine. Sabine shook her head lightly. What was I going to say before someone rudely interrupted me? She cast the droid a look before continuing. Thrawn is powerful, not to be taken lightly, but we have a good team here, a loyal team. And the Force is on our side. Ahsoka added in. Shin nodded along, not having much else to add to this. We do, and hopefully we are going to take charge of this. Sabine tried to be just as helpful and encouraging as everyone else. Sabine smiled lightly, and for a moment, almost everything seemed like it was going to be alright in the end. And then the alarm sounded. Ahsoka spun around, grabbing the consoles as Sabine rushed to put a headset on. The trio of women looking out into the vastness of space before them. They weren't in hyperspace anymore. It's just as I was trying to tell you, Hu Yang interjected again in a panicked tone. We've arrived at our destination, but it appears we're not alone.
And that's just where it fucking ends?
Is this not a complete book?
They fucking
It's an
abandoned this fan fiction. I'm gonna cry.
The fuck?
They haven't updated this for 2 years.
I hate this
What the fuck were
so
we
much.
thinking? Why did we pick this?
We're never gonna know the true ending.
Okay, you know what? I'll make it up right now. What happens is that the good guys, which we were just reading, they kick the asses of Morgan and Thrawn, and then they end up actually dying. Everyone on that side dies, and what is it? Shin? No, Sabine.
Yeah.
Shin.
Wait, which one?
The one that was originally on Morgan's side.
Shin.
Yeah, Shin. She is really sad about it, but don't worry, like, Sabine's right there, and they have a selfie makeout session, and yeah, the galaxy's saved.
Perfect. That's the best ending that could have ever happened.
Yeah, that's canonically how the story ends. Trust me, I'm friends with the author.
I'm friends with the author. I know the person who owns Star Wars. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I would never spread misinformation. The last thing I want to do is spread misinformation, guys. That's just not cool.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. I'm so sorry this was not completed.
I know we read one complete one shot, then we read a whole fan fiction that's not complete.
Yeah.
But our life will never be complete without the wheel.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let me see what we're working with. All right. Hopefully, randomly one day, I'll get a notification saying it gets updated. But for now, I'm hoping for the Mira X Reader, the Haley X Reader, and then the Emily X Loot because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I would love the Mira X Reader, the Haley, and I would love the Velvet X Reader. I don't even know what book we had picked out for the Velvet X Reader.
I feel like we still haven't picked out a book for it.
Because everything that's for Velvet is either 6 minutes long, or smut.
Yeah, and we're not reading smut on here.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 9 minutes, 8 minutes.
Beep.
Nope,
Beep.
I found one that's 25 minutes actually. But they abandoned the book.
Damn, why they do that? I think it's gonna be Agatha and Rio.
Oh,
It's been a hot
I
minute
can
since
go
we've
for
done
some
that
Agatha
one.
and Rio.
Alright!
Yes.
We have never picked up that book in a while.
I know, we're gonna have to, realign ourselves. Have the stars realign.
Realign our chakras. Alright, I'm so fucking ready for this. Alright. I don't even fucking remember what happened last in that fucking book. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think I remember, ranting a little bit. Because, because the author didn't know something, I think.
I think you do that in every book. But I'll try to remember what specifically you were yelling about.
I don't know. Apparently, I'm very critical of books.
Yeah, you're like, that's not how I would have done the same.
Over fucking Valentino. Alright, show more ass. A little bit higher there.
What?
Fuck, I hate myself for that now.
All right. All right. Well, on that fucking note, what did you learn today?
That I don't hate myself as much because I did not, abandon a Wolf Friend book.
Beautiful.
What did you learn today?
I don't fucking know anymore. I honestly don't remember what I learned today.
Now, did you learn anything at work?
No. Just all I learned is that if I stand in the same spot for 6 hours, my feet will start hurting.
Yeah, that's a good thing to learn.
Yeah, and that people really like chocolate-covered strawberries for Valentine's Day.
Did they sell out?
No, we had a cart full of stuff left. It was not good. But yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this. I'm gonna apologize again for that cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, and it's all right. We just hope the writer sees our videos and takes the criticism and makes a new one.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, you have
finishes this one.
Do you have a Wattpad account?
I do.
Leave a comment on the last chapter saying, "I love this so much, please come back," and then they might.
Good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, on screen is the last Wattpad book covering that was uploaded, which, incidentally, is Weirdos with Alistair. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's Weirdos' first Wattpad book club reading. So be nice.
Oh, I was gonna tell everybody to go tell her she sucks.
Yeah, everyone leave a dislike on that video. No,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
I'm just doing my good, sibling thing.
Yeah. Wow, what a good sibling.
Yeah,
hate bombing my video to get back at your sister.
Yeah, you gotta give her criticism. Give her a hard time.
Sure. Okay. Also, the playlists of all the other Wattpad book club readings I've done in the past are also on screen. So just in case you want to catch up at some point, there's a list. There's a big fucking chunk. Good luck.
It's a good thing to put on while you're working.
Yeah. Listen to me torturing Sage with a SNG 3-4 fanfiction while they're yelling at me in the background. Or literally anything else. This? That was ages ago. I still remember it like it was yesterday.
I know you're talking about it like it was yesterday. I'm like, when was this shit?
Sage won't come back until I got 6 months, and then Sage will come back.
Damn, you tortured them with SMG4 and they just ran off.
Yeah, and it was funny, the next book would have been Ozzy and Fizz, so they ran away from that.
They should have chosen a better time to quit.
No one told them that. But anyway, my name is Phoenix, that was Lego, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!